Jay, turn that down, so I won't get in my live. This is the song, so I won't get copyright. Just have to see the viewers. No, I know you good. No, you're good. You're good. I just don't want to. Yo, let everybody get in. Yo, what's up? Tap in. The Minnesota Timberwolves, the Memphis Grizzlies just handed the Bucks their fourth loss of the season. So the Milwaukee Bucks just lost 4 straight. And Giannis has been hinting that if they don't win this year in Milwaukee, that he's actually going to leave. Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's out of there, okay? Now, where I personally would like to see him at is Golden State. I think he's going to go to the Golden State Warriors this season. Next season. Jonathan Kuminga is having some contractual issues. Yo, what's going on, Steve? Your boy Jonathan Kuminga, he's having some contract issues with the Golden State Warriors. They didn't sign him back to an extension. So I think that Jonathan Kuminga is not going to be on the Golden State Warriors next year. And I think that the Bucks will end up doing a trade to the Golden State Warriors for some future draft picks. And Kuminga, along with Giannis Antetokounmpo, I think he'll end up in Golden State. And I think that's going to help Steph Curry get his 5th ring. But Giannis will not be a Milwaukee Buck next season. There's no way he's going to be in Milwaukee. They got Doc Rivers, and Doc Rivers just seems like he just can't get this thing together with the Bucks. It's an embarrassment. They got bounced out of the playoffs last year, and I think this is it. I think it's over with. I think it's totally over with for Giannis in the Milwaukee Bucks. If you don't recall, Giannis hinted in the interview. He said he thinks he's going to get traded. I think he's going to get traded also, because you're not going to let Giannis just walk away for nothing. You don't let Giannis walk away just for nothing. So you're going to have to do a trade, sign and trade. Something has to get done. But Giannis isn't going to be happy. So if Dame and Giannis do not win this year, it's over with. okay, because he got everything that he needed. They brought over Dame, Middleton. They're giving him the players that he needs. I know Giannis feels that he does not have enough help, but that is absolutely incorrect. Also, I don't even think Dame likes playing in Milwaukee. Dame wasn't really happy with his spot in Portland in the direction that the Portland Trailblazers were going. So, Dame ended up signing with the Milwaukee Bucks. But Dame also said that there's nothing to do in Milwaukee. So Dame is bored in Milwaukee. So I don't know if they're going to keep Dame in Milwaukee, if he's going to stay, or they're going to build around Damian Lillard. I don't know what they're going to do. You guys let me know in the comments. Do you think it's over with for your boy Giannis Antetokounmpo in Milwaukee? They won a championship in 2021, but since then, it's been bad in Milwaukee. Okay, they went through a couple of different coaches. The last coach they had before Doc, they were actually winning, and they didn't want him as the coach. Got rid of him. They brought in Doc Rivers, and Doc Rivers just seems like he just doesn't. The offense looks stagnant. It looks a mess. It doesn't look like Doc knows what he's doing. And I don't think Giannis is happy, especially losing 4 in a row. Let's look at the teams that they lost to. Okay, this was a nail biter. This was the Grizzlies beat them 122-99. Let's look. They lost to the Chicago Bulls. Okay, this is a team that they usually dominate. The Chicago Bulls. They lost to the Nets. They lost to the freaking New Jersey Nets. Okay, 115-102. They lost to the Chicago Bulls. The Chicago Bulls put up 133 points, and the Bucks has 122. They lost to they beat the 76ers. So they lost 3 in a row here. And I predicted they're probably going to lose to the Cleveland Cavaliers because they got a squad too. So I do not see Giannis in Milwaukee at the end of this season. If they're smart, they probably should do something by the trade deadline. I think his contract is over with, if I'm not mistaken. See, I might be right. I know I'm right. He's not going to stay. Giannis feels that, he's did everything he could for the organization. The organization has let him down. Me personally, I don't know if that's necessarily the correct thing to actually think, because Giannis, I think he had a lower back injury last year, right? A knee injury, lower back injury, some of that nature. And so they just didn't get to where they needed to go in the playoffs last year. But this is the last ride for Giannis. And if the Golden State Warriors do not win the championship this year, I think that he goes over with Steph Curry. Some rumors out there that he's going to Miami. I don't see him going to Miami to play with Jimmy Butler. I definitely see him going to the Bay. Jonathan Kuminga was benched, okay? Jonathan Kuminga got benched, and when Jonathan Kuminga got benched, he's been trying to get his contract extension. His rookie contract is almost over it this season. So Kuminga thinks he's worth $200 million. I don't think that Jonathan Kuminga is worth $200 million contract extension. That would be the worst mistake for the Golden State Warriors to do, is to give Jonathan Kuminga a $200 million contract extension. I'm gonna say it again. That'll be the worst thing that the Golden State Warriors can do, is to give Jonathan Kuminga a $200 million contract extension. I don't think he's proven himself. Steve Kerr texted Jonathan Kuminga, I think the game before last, and told him he was going to be coming off the bench, and he was going to be out of the starting rotation because of the spacing on the floor, and not only the spacing on the floor, just so that he could have Buddy Hield on the floor just for offensive purposes, so they could, shoot the ball better. Buddy Hield is going to get that money. That's another thing. Buddy Hield, man, this is a blessing in disguise for Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield is going to get it back. They're going to have to pay Buddy Hield for his performance this year, or Buddy Hield is going to end up going somewhere else. I don't know how long the contract is, if it's a 2 years, a 1 year thing, but the way Buddy's been performing, he's definitely going to get that contract, man. You are definitely right. I hope the Warriors can pay him and they do pay him and keep him because he has been a straight up great replacement for Klay Thompson. If you look at Klay Thompson, I think Klay Thompson had 12 points. Kuminga keeps man, we got to get you. I don't even know how to connect you on here, but you got to get you on, man. Kuminga keeps having games where he has 1 rebound. Yeah, Kuminga is definitely underperforming, man. I'm really disappointed in Jonathan Kuminga. I thought he was going to really be a better asset. You know, he got game, but he's too inconsistent, and I would not give him the $200 million. I'm going after Giannis, OG. I'm going after Giannis. Giannis is out of there. Buddy got 1 year right. I think Buddy got 1 year right now, so they're going to have to pay him. But Giannis dropped the bomb on us 2 times. Giannis said that, you know, he's open to playing somewhere that he could contend for a championship. So that was the first, you know, hint Giannis dropped. And then last week, Giannis said that he thinks he's going to get traded. So, you know, I personally believe that Giannis ain't happy with his situation, and Giannis is going to get traded to the Golden State Warriors. Because if you could give $200 million to your boy Kuminga, you definitely could save that money and give it on someone like that. And we need a big. We need a big like Giannis. Now, I don't necessarily know how he fits into the whole grand scheme of the small ball lineup with Steve Kerr and the Golden State Warriors, because they play a lot of small ball. But I think that, you know, hey, you know, you get Giannis on the team, and definitely Steph can compete for a championship. I don't know if he's going to compete this year. They looking good, man, but, you know, it's too early in the season. They got some injuries. He's out. Milton is having a back injury problems right now. So, but they got a squad. They got a deep bench. I don't know how they fare out against the Lakers yet as far as match, because, you know, the small ball sometimes it can kill them also, because you can live by it, you can die by it. Yeah, Kuminga, he disappeared too often. Greek Freak is definitely out. He definitely don't want to be there, man. You could just tell he don't want to be there, man. And if I'm Milwaukee, I'm getting rid of him. I'm not gonna get rid of him, but I'm trading him. I'm not gonna let him just walk away. You don't let a player like Giannis just walk away. So I think by the trade deadline, they need to do something. But there also been rumors that the Warriors have been thinking about trading for Jimmy Butler also. I don't see how Jimmy Butler fits into the Warriors lineup either. They already got Kyle Anderson, so I don't want Jimmy Butler on the team. I want to go after this man right here, Giannis Antetokounmpo. I feel like you bring Giannis over there, then you could compete with your centers like Embiid. You could compete with Anthony Davis. You could compete with Jokic, because that's a problem. Jokic really, man, he had his way with the Golden State Warriors last 2 seasons. Now, Jokic is in trouble out there. He's balling, but Nikola Jokic is in trouble because they don't have the same squad they have anymore. So I don't necessarily know if they could even compete with the Warriors, because I think the Warriors could out-small ball them. But in terms of competing with the Golden State Warriors, Jokic, man, that CBA killed Jokic, man. And, you know, your boy Adam Silver Slippers, man, in the league, how they came up with this collective bargaining agreement idea to stop the cap on super teams. Really, that was to stop Golden State. That stopped Golden State. You know, the Kevin Durant situation, everybody complained about the super team. Yeah, they shot, man. They lost Pope. They lost, who else did they lose? They lost Clydesdale Pope. They lost Jeff Green. You know, Jeff Green was out there balling. They lost Brown. They lost a lot of firepower, man. And they got Westbrook. And, you know, I'm trying not to really down talk Westbrook, but I don't think he fits in their system. The way the way Denver has played the last few seasons has been primarily like, you know, shooting 3-pointers inside out, you know. And right now, Westbrook isn't a good 3-point shooter. Westbrook is not going to be able to get the job done. Westbrook is not going to get the job done for them. You know, he's not a great 3-point shooter. He's more of a slasher. So I personally think that Denver is going to struggle hard this season just to produce. they don't have that firepower. They don't have that three-point shooting like they used to. So I think they're going to fall out of being in contention. So that's probably what they want, though. Their defense is garbage. That's probably what they want, man. They probably don't want Denver being dominant no more, beating up on the Lakers like they were doing. So I don't see them getting past the Lakers if they got to play the Lakers this season. That's definitely, like I said, the collective bargaining agreement where, you know, the owners have to pay the luxury tax if they end up going into it. And I think Denver, if they won their championship, they do not want to pay the luxury tax. So what you have here is a breaking up of what could have been a dynasty if they could have paid those players. Because Brown he went to Indiana, he ended up into Toronto. He got his bag, and Jeff Green ended up in Houston. And where is Caldwell Pope? Is he in Washington? I don't know where Caldwell Pope is, man. I was really shocked when they didn't pay him. But I understand because they don't want to go into the luxury tax. So, you know, that's the price of winning the NBA championship. They really be trying to, you know, like stop. And I think it's all because, you know, you got LeBron, man. They really been, I know this is off the subject, but they also announced briefly that the NBA ratings this season are down 40%. NBA ratings are down 40% this season from last year. So why do y'all think that the NBA ratings have gone down? Is it the style of play? Is it they're shooting too many three-point shots? Is it the way they promote the games? Are they not promoting their players the way they should? Or what's the reason? Is it too much high scoring? Because the league basically focus on high scoring games. So, you know, you got teams, you know, putting up 133 points, 140 points, and no defense being played. So, and they shoot a bunch of three-point shots. So I'm not against the 3-point KCP in Orlando. Okay, KCP is in Orlando. Okay, see, I didn't know that. So, see, yeah, Denver shot, man. Denver is shot. But, yeah, the ratings are going down, too. They're going down. The All-Star weekend it's not even the All-Star weekend that it was when we were watching. So All-Star weekend is totally destroyed. They're suffering there. Any news on the Bucks? They've been playing. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about the Milwaukee Bucks. Right now, you see I got Giannis up here. Giannis said that he would possibly not be in a Milwaukee uniform next year. He said that he would possibly be traded. And I think he's hinting over the fact that he is not happy. They lost 3 or 4 games in a row. They're not looking good. Doc Rivers is not the coach for them. I don't even know why. I don't even think Doc Rivers knew why he got the job. Okay, Doc Rivers has had Giannis has said that in the interview a couple weeks ago, and then he hinted over the summertime. So me personally, they said the teams that he could probably go to is like Miami Heat or whatever, but I personally do not want to see Giannis in the Miami Heat jersey. I want him to come on out west and join the Warriors because I think that the Warriors are not going to sign. The Warriors are not going to sign Jonathan Kuminga. Warriors not going to sign Jonathan Kuminga. They're not going to give him that $200 million. He hasn't proven himself. So with that being said, you can just go ahead on and wipe off Jonathan Kuminga. Maybe they could trade him. Maybe they could trade him with some future draft picks to Milwaukee. I know that's a far stretch. I don't know who else they'll have to give over and to get Giannis, but Giannis is going to be the prime candidate. Either this NBA trade deadline, or either he walks away in the offseason, or maybe a sign and trade. But it's over with for him in Milwaukee. And I think that that's what the NBA wants anyway. They probably want him in a bigger market on him, but because they can make all. Can you imagine if he goes to Golden State? That's going to really boost up the ratings with him and Steph Curry. His time is winding down too. Steph Curry, I don't know how many more seasons Steph Curry's going to play, but his time is winding down also. So if you compare Giannis Antetokounmpo and Steph Curry, does Draymond Green, is he still on the team if you put these three? Because if you could put Giannis, you could put Steph Curry, Draymond Green on the same team, and you're going to have to sign, and you're going to have to give Buddy Hield a contract extension because Buddy Hield has been playing lights out. So if that would be like a hell of a lineup. You have Buddy Hield, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Draymond Green, and you have Steph Curry on that team. You know, you got a big four right there. I don't see no reason why they couldn't win a championship outside of the fact of being healthy. So that's what I personally believe. That's going to be the shocker that we're going to see. I think it's going to end up in Golden State, and I think Golden State will get one more championship. Giannis will get another championship, and Steph Curry ended up getting his 5th championship. Giannis ended up getting his. He's going to end up getting this. He's not going to win in Milwaukee. He got his 1 championship in Milwaukee, and it's over with. I'm going to say it again. He got his 1 championship in Milwaukee. They messed up with Doc Rivers. They got rid of the coach that they had that had them on a successful path. But I don't think Giannis liked that coach, and so they ended up firing him. And it's crazy that they fired him and they were having a winning season. That was the crazy thing. It was not like they were losing, but they fired him and they were actually winning. That's the crazy thing. Milwaukee, another super team. Thank you so much for. I personally hoping Lillard gets up this year. Lillard, well, he didn't want to be in Milwaukee because remember last summer he said that Milwaukee is born. Ain't nothing to do in Wisconsin. I don't know if you ever been to Wisconsin. I've been to Wisconsin, but I've only gone in like the summer or fall time, and I've been outside of Milwaukee to like Wisconsin Dells. So like if it's not warm, what do you do in Milwaukee? You know, besides go to the water parks, right? So it's a boring place to be. And so according to Dame said that the only thing that Dame was actually doing was watching Mike Tyson fights and watching stuff on Netflix because that's how bored he is in Milwaukee. So I don't think it's nothing for Dame to get up and leave because he wanted to go to Miami. Dame Lillard wanted to go to Miami, and it didn't work out that way. So I wouldn't even be surprised if you see Dame in Milwaukee with Pat. There's no way Dame going to stay there if Giannis is out of there. There's no way that Dame is going to stay in Milwaukee if Giannis is out of there. So I personally believe that next season we're going to see Giannis in a Golden State uniform. But definitely if he's not in the Golden State uniform, he's definitely going to be out of the Bucks, the Milwaukee lineup. Because this is going to be a bad season. Look at the way they start. I mean, they could turn things around, but it's Doc Rivers. I don't see them turning anything around with Doc Rivers, man. I don't see them turning anything around with Doc Rivers. I just don't think Doc Rivers is a great coach. I feel like Doc Rivers got a lot of clout off of that 1 championship in 2008 with the Boston Celtics. And, so he got a lot of clout from that. But he also had Thibodeau as a defensive coordinator. And you look at the Milwaukee Bucks tonight going up against the Memphis Grizzlies. The Memphis Grizzlies put up 122 points. And the Bucks only scored 99. So they look like they're a little bit offensively limited. I thought that the Bucks would be a lot better this season, and I can't even believe I'm saying this, but I'm highly disappointed in the Milwaukee Bucks, man. I thought that was going to be a sleeper team in the East, the Milwaukee Bucks. But honestly, wherever they both end up, I wish them best. Doc is he probably gonna mess around and get fired. Grizzlies, the Grizzlies are okay. They're 3-3 right now. Can Morant keep it together? Can Ja Morant keep his health together? Because he's always injured. He was just injured the other day with a quadricep injury that sidelined him. And not only that, can Morant actually keep his head straight? Because they're not going to go anywhere if Morant can't actually stay out of trouble. So if Morant can stay out of trouble and, he can stay healthy, then the Grizzlies can probably make some noise in the West. But as far as the West is concerned, right now, I think you got you think he's going to come good? I hope Morant does come good. Right now, you got Dallas. Dallas is looking really good, man. Dallas is looking really good out there. They don't really need Klay Thompson. Bucks are continuing to lose him last season. Doc has a $35 million contract. Man, that's ridiculous. Doc fleeced them. I don't understand why they pay. He was he was on ESPN, commentating, and that's where I would have actually left Doc. I would have left him sitting on the sidelines doing commentation. Yeah, they gave $35 million. I would have left Doc over there, man. There's no way. With Klay, they're dangerous. With Klay Thompson, yeah, I would have left Doc over there, man. They crazy, man. Somebody was drunk when they did that. They was definitely off the Hennessy when they did that. The Klay Thompson is streaky, man. I still don't trust Klay. I'm glad the Warriors got rid of Klay Thompson. Or didn't give him. They didn't get rid of him, but I'm glad they didn't give him what he wanted. I'm glad he didn't re-sign with them because, because Klay is hot and cold. He's hot. He had a game already this season. It was preseason where he, didn't score anything. He just went cold, man. So, personally, now if he does consistently play well this season, he scored 12 points tonight, then I'm gonna think he was playing bad on purpose because he wanted to get out of Golden State. Richard Jefferson said he saw him coming off the elevator. You said you've been seeing that last year. Richard Jefferson said he saw Klay Thompson coming off the elevator, and Klay was like, not happy, talking about pay me my money, pay me my worth. But it's like, man, he wasn't the same for 2 seasons. I mean, he did help them win a championship, but if you really remember, Jordan Poole put in that work also. So, they had Jordan Poole scoring, and Klay was, off and on. He shot 38%. Klay Thompson shot 38%. 37 to 38% from the three-point line last season. And that was lower than his average, which 38% is pretty good, which is 41%. So he was down about 3 or 4% from, 41%. So he still averaged about 18 points a game last year, which is not bad. But when the Warriors needed him, he was cold. In the in-season tournament game against the in the play-in game, not in but in the play-in game against the Sacramento Kings, man, Curry didn't have no help, man. Curry had no help. They could double team Curry, get the ball in his hand, give it to Klay. He was airballing. He was shooting up bricks. He was ridiculous, man. So Buddy Hield is a upgrade. Actually, Buddy Hield in the last 5 seasons has made more three-point shots than Klay Thompson and Steph Curry. So in the last 5 seasons, the only player that has made more three-point shots is Buddy Hield. So pairing him and Steph together, that Mike Dunleavy, I go ahead on and give Mike Dunleavy an A+ for that. At first, I was kind of hesitant about it, but I'm actually liking it, because you double team Steph and you just toss it out to Buddy. Buddy is knocking it down. And so next season, I always wanted to see Golden State with a big, but I understand they won championships with people like JaVale McGee. They won championships with people like Bogut, Festus Ezeli. So they've won with those type of bigs, Zaza Pachulia, and they also been able to 2022 Kevon Looney. So he's not your traditional center. So they have won championships with bigs like that. So imagine if they could get Giannis to come on over there, and I think he's always wanted to play with Curry. I think Giannis has always wanted to play with Curry. So if you can get Giannis over there, make sure y'all hit that like button, man. If you're coming in from YouTube, make sure you hit the like button. But if you can get Giannis over there in Golden State, man, I think they're going to be unstoppable, man. That's what I personally believe. But this season is going to be, it's going to be an up and down season for the. I don't. How many games you think that the Milwaukee Bucks are going to win this season? That would be good to get. Yeah, hit the strategy. Yeah. How many games do you actually think the Milwaukee Bucks are going to? You said that Klay is not the same anymore. Yeah, no. Well, Klay, he's been playing decent. I think he had a 20-point game out there in Dallas. He's been knocking down his threes. They don't need him to do a lot. He don't have to be, take over like that because you said 35 games. Ooh, that's bad. Because Luka Doncic playing out his mind, but can Luka stay healthy? And then you got Kyrie Irving on that team. He said 35 games, probably 28 at the most. Damn, that is crazy, man. So you got the Bucks winning 28-35. If they win 28-35 games this season, Doc is going to get fired. I don't think Doc going to be the coach. If they keep losing, it's over with for Doc Rivers. I don't know who they going to call in, but they're going to have to call in somebody, man. Hey, what's their roster? Let's see. They got Giannis, Khris Middleton, Brook Lopez, Gary Trent Jr., Bobby Portis Jr., A.J. Johnson, Pat Covington. This is their lineup, man. They got Ryan Rollins. He was on the Golden State Warriors. They got a decent lineup, man. They got a decent roster. Klay is the perfect spot. Yeah, Klay is REA. I agree with you. Klay is in the perfect position. He don't got too much pressure on him, but he got to stay healthy, and he's got to just hit the shots that he wasn't hitting at Golden State when he's open, because they're going to double team Kyrie. And if you double team Kyrie, you got Luka to deal with. He's probably going to be the primary ball handler. So if only thing Klay Thompson got to do is hit those shots. If he do not hit those shots, then, they're going to be in trouble. But, if they do, they went to the Western Conference Finals and then went all the way to the NBA Finals last year. So they possibly can go back to the NBA Finals. And is Klay the difference maker if they actually go up against somebody like Boston? I don't know. I don't know if Klay Thompson is going to be the difference maker if they go up against somebody like Boston, because, like I said, he has to be consistent. If they go up against somebody like Boston, they're going to need him to score like 18 points, because Boston is loaded. Boston got Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown playing out his mind. Kristaps Porzingis hasn't come back yet, but he's always injured. Kristaps Porzingis is like always injured. They say he probably will not be back until Christmas. I don't know why Kristaps Porzingis is always injured. So, then, because this happened last year. Neither, but a fresh start is better than a new one. I agree with you. I don't know why Kristaps Porzingis, going back to what I said, is always injured, though. So, but Boston is really deep, man. Boston has a really deep team. Are they going to repeat? I don't know. Boston lives and dies by the three-point shot. So if Boston is hot, then they're hot. If they're cold, they're cold. They ended up making 29 three-pointers in their first game in the opening game. So we would just have to see. I think it's too early in the season. But who we are disappointed with this season is your boy Joel Embiid and Paul George, man. They opened up a bag for Paul George. They opened up a bag for him to go over there with Joel Embiid, and we're supposed to trust the process, right? Supposed to trust the process, but Embiid can't play back-to-backs. So I feel like this era of basketball is soft. He can't play back-to-backs, and Paul George is already injured, and they say he may not be able to play back-to-backs this season. So there you go right there, I think Philly season is going to be over with. But you said Klay can have bad game. Dallas can still. You're right. Klay can have a bad game, but Dallas can still win. The issue is he can't have multiple bad games, though. He can't just, because they brought him there to perform. So the way he was playing in Golden State, if he play that way in Dallas, if he turns into that Klay, because they're going to need him to knock down shots. Because obviously Luka and Kyrie wasn't enough to end up winning, to win the championship last year, because they did win. But if they got that third option in Klay Thompson, who we know that, Klay can knock down shots, he's the second probably best three-point shooter in NBA history behind Klay Thompson, but I don't know if you want to rank them, Buddy Hield, Reggie Miller, Larry Bird, so if you want, I don't know where you would, Steph Curry, of course, number one, but he's in that conversation. So if he can't, consistently, if he's hot or cold, he can't knock down shots, they're in trouble. Because obviously, like I said, Boston found a way to D-up, to get Luka off his game, and they found a way to, kind of slow down Kyrie a little bit. So, but if you got Klay Thompson over there, you can't leave Klay Thompson open if he's going to be the Klay that we saw in the Golden State Warriors years. So I agree with you. He can have a bad game, and they can still win the title. Klay Thompson could have a bad game. They can still win the NBA title. They can still compete, but they're not going to win the title if he continues to have a bad game. I can tell you that right now. X's and O's, they're going to strategize for that. And Klay lets things get to him real easy. Klay Thompson, He lets things get to him easy. He listens to all the chatter. And once you can get in Klay Thompson's head, that's pretty much it. But like I said, what do you guys think about the NBA ratings this season? The NBA ratings are down. And what would you like to see change in the NBA? Would you like to see them getting more defensively, defensive-minded? Do you like the high-scoring games? Let me know if you like the high-scoring games. Comment in the comment section. Let me know if that's what you like. High-scoring games, less defense, because Adam Silver, he did tell Kevin Garnett that, the reason why the game is not as defensive as it was back in the 80s and 90s is because there's more emphasis on scoring and the ability for the player to actually showcase his game. So if they had hand checking and, other things of that nature, then it may slow down the player from actually, it may impede on his ability to score. Now, me, I'm old school. I like a tight, match. I don't want to see blowouts. I hate when blowouts okay, but I hate when I turn on the game every night and it's a blowout, or, they just pull up a bunch of threes. So I feel like the 3-point shot not going to go nowhere. So they talking about a 4-point line. So that's probably not going to change. I think that I would like to see some of the hand checking come back. I like to see, some of the old school rules. I'm not saying they got to be elbowing everybody and everything, but I would definitely like to see some old school defense come back. But, these guys are soft. You got Kawhi Leonard that's out. They don't know when he's coming back. He was supposed to miss 735 games. So we end up understanding that. So the Clippers aren't going to win a championship without Kawhi Leonard. I definitely know that. The Clippers aren't winning a championship without Kawhi Leonard. They're not. If Kawhi Leonard is not healthy, the LA Clippers are not. I think with the NBA, college football, and Major League Baseball, NHL, and NFL are all going on the same time, likely has an effect on the NBA ratings. Okay, that's a good point. But, football is always football in that World Series. But football is always going to suffocate basketball with ratings. So you are absolutely correct with that. But with that being said, you start comparing it back into the 80s and 90s, even with football on, when MJ, Magic, and them was playing, people was watching. Now, I know in the early 80s, they had to recuperate and they had to get the ratings back up because the ratings were really down. But, Jordan had the game in a good place. So I don't know what, I do think some of the rule changes in terms of the 3-point shot, because they put up like 50, 63 pointers. Like, look at Boston. They put up like 63 pointers in the game and made 29 of them. You know what I'm saying? So if you kind of know that, there's no real strategy, and the only thing they got to do is just come down, push the ball in transition and shoot a three and swing it and shoot another. We watching 3-point shooting contest a lot of nights. We're watching a 3-point shooting contest. So, sometimes I don't like watching, teams just, and I know Steph Curry really transformed the game, honestly. And I don't think that the game is probably going to, I agree, however, the 80s and 90s is far better than teams jacking up threes. I agree with you. The 80s and 90s, far better. Because they had strategy. Like, you had the Bulls running the triangle offense. They had real, skill. I'm not saying these guys aren't skilled, but they just had a plan. And I think these guys are skilled, but I don't really understand. Like I said, there's a lot of like teams don't know how to guard the perimeter. They don't know how to guard the 3-point shot. So it's just like you pull up, like they could be on a fast break, 4-on-1 and 3-on-1, and they'll pull up a three. And, primarily, Curry did kick that off. We can't act like Steph Curry didn't kick that off. Curry actually, helped kick that off. He was shooting threes in transition, and it would go in or pulling up from half court, which it would be a bad shot. And, nowadays, shooting that shot, is a good percentage shot when it goes in. So I think that they need to bring back defense. And I think once they bring back, some of the defensive rules, I think that, maybe stop all the flopping. It's a lot of flopping. I think that's something they can do. Be consistent, with the traveling. That's something else, because it seems like, we watching the game watching people travel, take 3 steps, get to the basket. The refs don't call it, carries, things like that. So they just let them get away with it, a lot of things. And I think that that diminishes the essence of the game. Yes, that's correct. Fast breaks and transition led to layups. There you go. So back in the time that we were watching basketball, if a player got on a fast break, that's an easy slam dunk or an easy layup. Easy slam dunk or easy layup. But in the era right now, if you're on a fast break, you pull up a 3. Or you pull up from, and it's like, if it don't go in, usually that turns into a rebound and the team is, going back the other way. And that's you, and that could get you benched back in the day. Charles Mahone, NBA hard to watch at times now. What makes the NBA hard to watch, Charles, in your opinion right now? What makes the NBA hard to watch? Is it the marketing? Is it the lack of marketing of the teams? Is it the fact that they only talk about the Lakers? That's one of my problems. But what do you think is the reason why it's hard to watch? My problem is like last night, the Cleveland Cavaliers played a phenomenal game of basketball, and yet they only talked about Bronny James. I thought it was laughable. They talked about Bronny James and LeBron, and so therefore it was really hard, I don't take you serious. It's like, okay, y'all talking about a kid, no knock on Bronny James, that really, it's like it's enough is enough. You know what I'm saying? It's like he gotta go and develop, go through the ranks. He gotta actually get better, at just playing basketball. But he hit a shot yesterday. Donovan Mitchell has 34, and they weren't even talking about what Donovan Mitchell did. They were talking about Bronny James. So for me, that type of stuff is laughable. The fact that, they're promoting Bronny, I understand, listen, great. Historic, we got a chance to see LeBron and Bronny on the court, but I don't want to see Bronny James and LeBron on the court anymore. For me, it's like, okay, I want to see the Lakers do what they need to do to compete. That's what I want to see, because this whole narrative of trying to sell us the father-son duel, I just don't think it's, I think it's all about selling tickets. So I agree with you why it is hard to watch. So to me, the Lakers have really, really fallen short with this. Boogie Cousins, DeMarcus Cousins said that the more emphasis they actually put on the Bronny James situation proves to him that they actually don't want to win a championship, or they're not out to compete. So that's what I think. You said no defense, 3-point shooting contest, traveling, the BS in-season tournaments. Okay. Countless free throws. Yeah, we don't want to watch you. So here you go. Shortage on the mid-range game. You are right, Charles. You are absolutely right about that. I agree with every point. Traveling. You don't like the in-season tournament? I don't like the in-season tournament either. But you know what? I can deal with the in-season tournament more so than I can do with the play-in. The play-in is like, that pissed me off right there, because it's like, okay, you got teams 1 through 8. Go back to the old school. If you don't make the playoffs and you're not good enough to be that AC, we're not trying to have no 6 through 10 or 7 through 10 competing, and then you got a knockout round and all this other kind of stuff, because that's how the Lakers actually snuck in last year. So I totally agree with you with that. I'm not down with the in-season tournament. It's like they get a cup and then $1 million. The team get $1 million, prize or something like that, $1 million in cash. I think they should be focusing on the championship. So I agree with you. In-season tournament is BS clearly. Yeah. What about the play-in tournament? The play-in tournament at the end of the season, where teams actually compete to grab the 8th seed. What do you think about that? Do you like that? Do you think that was a bad idea by the NBA? Do you think they need to get rid of that? The in-season tournament, Billy, is a waste of time. Okay, yeah. The play-in really pisses me off too, due to the rewarding of mediocrity. Okay, I agree with you on that, because the Lakers won the play-in mediocrity. Okay, yeah, I agree with you. In-season tournament too, because the Lakers ended up winning, and so everybody thought that because the Lakers won the in-season tournament that they could probably compete for a championship, or was going to win the championship. And what happened was Denver Nuggets actually put them out in the first round last season. If you are a 9 or 10 seed, you don't need to be nowhere in the playoffs. I agree with you. I agree with you. So I totally agree with that. If you are the 9 and 10 seed, you don't need to be in the playoffs. So I don't understand why Adam Silver thought this was a great idea. He tweaked up the game to actually think that if he added this, that this would boost the ratings or something. You're right. But the team that has been 9 and 10 has been the LA Lakers. I think they were the 9th seed or 10th seed or 11th seed. They were in there. They were in there for the last few seasons, and then this play-in tournament ended up helping them out. Just employed by the NBA to involve more teams to keep fans interested. And 9 or a 10 seed really doesn't have a chance. There you go. Suggest the first round of the playoffs needs to be the best of 5. Too many first-round series be dragging for no reason. I agree with you on that one, too. It should be the best of 5 because they're not interesting. Didn't Boston sweep the first round last year? I think the Boston Celtics swept the first round last year. So I totally agree with you. Salute to you, my brother. Salute right there. Hit that like button. Thank you, man. We here talking about Giannis Antetokounmpo possibly not being a Milwaukee Buck next season. He is unhappy with his situation in Milwaukee. So we're talking about that. We think that he may end up in Golden State next year. And we also, everybody right now is on here talking about the lack of defense in the NBA and what adjustments do you believe the NBA should make to bring back the ratings, because the ratings are down. So they gave some great examples here. They said that the three-point shooting is too much. No defense, a lot of traveling. They don't like the in-season tournament. They don't like the play-in tournament. So, and too many free throws. Even though the Lakers did make the conference finals 2 years ago, only 2 get swept by the Denver. Right, because the Lakers were like a 9th seed. And they ended up getting swept by the Denver Nuggets because the Denver Nuggets was the 1 seed. And we didn't expect them to beat the Denver Nuggets. So only maybe Lakers fans or LeBron fans actually thought they were going to beat the Denver Nuggets. The biggest mistake was Milwaukee firing both Budenholzer. Oh, yeah. Budenholzer, who was in Phoenix, and Griffith. Yep, that was a really big mistake. They, especially Griffith. I understand getting rid of Budenholzer, and they, because he was rolling with them, and then now they got Griffith, who was actually winning. But I don't understand it bringing in Doc Rivers. So that was a very big mistake, and I don't think Doc Rivers has what it takes to coach this man right here on the screen. Giannis, I don't think Doc knows what he's doing. So you agree. Now, what do you think here? Because Budenholzer is in Phoenix, right? He's coaching Kevin Durant. I can't even lie to you. After the TNT deal is up this season, I'm contemplating not even watching the NBA anymore. So they didn't renew the TNT deal. This is what they got, 1 more year with Charles Barkley. Because I don't want to watch it if Charles. Yeah, I like the inside the NBA with Charles Barkley, Shaq, and Kenny. Is this the last season for that? No, too many veteran presence on these teams. Not too many veteran. That's okay. That's another reason why the ratings are down. Not too many veteran presence on the team. So I can agree with that. I agree with you on that one. They don't have any veteran leadership. Do you like the direction? Because Budenholzer, he is coaching the Phoenix Suns right now, right? And that's another disappointing team. The Phoenix Suns are disappointing. I don't think, I thought, you got Kevin Durant over there, Bradley Beal, and Devin Booker. They should be blowing teams out, but they don't have a traditional big. Inside the NBA is a great show. That's really what I'll be watching it for. I watch it the inside the NBA for the commentary, for the jokes. That's but they talking about getting rid of it and doing some Amazon, contracts and all this stuff. A lot of this new stuff, man, I just can't get with it, man. I can't get with it. I personally believe that the All-Star game is another thing. Like I said, I can't stand. Do any of you guys like the All-Star game? Anybody likes I don't like the All-Star game. I think it needs to go back to the East versus West. I don't like the whole buddy system where they get to choose, their teammates and all this other kind of stuff, and they don't play any type of defense. Golden State and OKC is blowing teams out in the West. Yeah, Golden State right now is looking good right now, but it's still early. OKC, they really look good, okay? They really picked up a lot of, good draft picks from losing Durant and Westbrook and everything. So I think OKC could win a championship this year. Too many overpriced stars means you have no depth. Look how much depth the OKC Thunder have. Oh yeah, OKC got a lot of that when they lost Kevin Durant. The All-Star's been dead after 2017. So the last best All-Star I saw was with Kobe Bryant. Giannis for Draymond and Kuminga. Kuminga and Wiggins. Ooh, wait a minute. But nah, okay. I tell you what, I would get rid of Wiggins and I would get rid of Kuminga in a draft pick. I'm keeping Draymond. I'm going to keep Draymond on that team. I'm going to put Draymond. I'm going to put Giannis, Steph, and I'm going to put Buddy Hield. I'm keeping that. That's going to be my big four right there. I'm not going to get rid of Draymond because if they get rid of Draymond, they're not going to win because Draymond, he knows how to get Steph his shots. He knows how to dictate the offense. He knows where shot. Yeah, so if you get rid of Draymond, that's definitely the end of the Golden State Warriors. They definitely not winning no championship. Oh yeah, that's a chip right there. Because Buddy Hield, if he's healthy, please, Steph Curry, he need to do something with them ankles, man. Steph Curry need to do something with them ankles, man. Because we need Steph Curry out there. But we got a very deep team this year. That's a sleeper team. Milton, Kyle Anderson, he's a good defender. Buddy Hield's on the team. You got Podzinski on the team. Steph, Draymond. So, yeah, and Waters is also good, too. Waters came in and played big time also. You think Adam Silver going to veto the Giannis trade to go? No, Adam Silver's soft, man. Since LeBron, to protect LeBron, nah, man. LeBron, man, nah, he can't do that because if he don't, then the Bucks can walk out. He can lead the Bucks in free agency. So he lead the Bucks in free agency, then it's, I think the Warriors team can go far. They're deep and younger. I do think they can go far. But what do you think about them not having the big? Let me ask you that. They do not have a big. They don't have a traditional big. Do you think that they're going in 2022, I think they led the NBA in offensive rebounds, even though they didn't have a big. But what do you think that the Golden State Warriors are going to do without a big? I know a lot of people said they can't win without a big. I disagree. I think they can win without a big because they have. But it's going to be tough, okay? Because Zubac, the game that the Clippers won, Zubac ate them up in the paint. So they had a lot of turnovers in that game, but Zubac ate them up. So with that being said, I think that, right here, Giannis Antetokounmpo would be a great pickup for them. Waters was on the bench at OKC. He was always ready when he was called upon. Right. So now, they need him because Steph is out. And that boy can ball. And that's the only thing, about being at Golden State. They got so much depth on their lineup that I don't think he's going to see a lot of playing time unless, situations like this where Steph is out or, Podzinski's out and they need someone to step up. Warriors been winning without bigs for years, but they can use some size. I agree with you. They have been winning without bigs for years, but it's bit them in the butt the last few years because your boy Giannis killed them. Who else killed them? AD was killing them. Nikola Jokic is killing them in the paint. And anybody who had size the last 2 years was causing a lot of problems because they were supposed to have a big. What was his name? Who just tore his Achilles? What's the center that they ended up trading? There was the number 2 pick in the draft. I can't think of his name, but he played for the Pacers right now, and he tore his Achilles. Wiseman. So Wiseman actually Wiseman was supposed to be their future. It was supposed to be Wiseman, Poole, Draymond, Steph. That was supposed to be, their youth. But Wiseman. Wiseman underperformed. And I feel bad for Wiseman. He just hasn't had a good NBA career. He hasn't been developed. He showed some spark of success, but this year that Achilles injury is going to set him back. So they were waiting for him to develop, but it just never happened. But it was hard for him to develop because they put him in the Golden State system, and that's a winning system. So he already had to know how to kind of play winning basketball fast, and the type of game they play, he doesn't play that type of game. So Wiseman is waiting to get the ball inside the paint, score inside the paint. And, they wanted him running off picks and shooting threes and, catching lob passes. So I fault Golden State for not really developing James Wiseman, because James Wiseman could have been a solid pick. He should have stayed in college. A skilled big gives the Warriors trouble. Yeah, skilled big does give the Warriors trouble, such as Nikola Jokic. But I don't think Nikola Jokic is going to give him trouble this year because they're short. But, Zubac wasn't even skilled. In the game they lost, the one game they did lose was against the LA Clippers because they couldn't stop Zubac. The Sacramento Kings give them problems inside the paint, okay? With Sabonis. Sabonis gives them problems, gives Draymond problems. Karl Anthony Towns gives them problems. Skill big gives the Karl Anthony Towns gives them problems, but he's on the Knicks now. What do you think is going to happen with the New York Knicks? Do you think the New York Knicks is going to win the NBA championship? Do you think they're capable? Do you think they got enough with Karl Anthony Towns and team? You think that's enough? You think that was a good trade for the New York Knicks? The Knicks haven't won. Sabonis was giving the Dubs the business back in 2023. Yeah, Sabonis was putting that work on them. Sabonis was definitely giving them the business. Absolutely, you are correct. He was giving them the business in 2023. Draymond couldn't stop him, but we didn't have Kevon Looney. They love Kevon Looney. The Warriors love Kevon Looney down there. Kevon's the Looney. I'm not sold on the Knicks at all. I like what the Cavs are doing. Man, the Cavs look good. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. The Cavs, Jared Allen, Wiseman still has potential. Sabonis would have been a good pickup for the Warriors. Yeah, they didn't pick him up. He ended up over there with the Sacramento Kings. I don't know what you think about the Kings. What y'all think about the Kings with the DeMar DeRozan? Do you think that they overdid it? Because they lost to the Lakers, and I thought that they would for sure beat the Lakers because they got Sabonis, they had DeMar DeRozan, De'Aaron Fox on the team. So I thought that was going to be definitely a victory for them. Them fools are winless. Who? The Sacramento Kings? They haven't won a game yet? The Sacramento Kings haven't won a game? You're right. You are right. He does, because he needs to play He needs to play in the half court. DeMar DeRozan plays in the half court. You're right. So he slow. Something ain't right with the Kings. Yeah, because the Kings, they play fastball. They're 0-4. Oh, man. See, that's what I'm saying. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it ain't broke, they got the Atlanta Hawks tomorrow. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's an example of it. They were already good. DeMar DeRozan actually needs the ball in his hand. He needs to play it. He doesn't really. I agree with you. With that. Wow. Maybe they need some more games to gel together. They probably got to figure it out. Mike Brown's an excellent coach. Hopefully they can figure it out but see, I don't like this because all these teams that we're speaking of right now, they were giving the Lakers hell. The Sacramento Kings were giving the Lakers hell. The Denver Nuggets were giving the Lakers hell. And Minnesota. Minnesota is terrible too. You said, Kings are 2-2. Let's look at it. Kings. The Kings record. Sacramento Kings are more games. Let's see. You said they're 2-2. Okay. Kings are 2-2 right now. Okay. Yeah. You're right. They're 2-2. I'm about to say if they lost all 4 games, man. But Minnesota Timberwolves also. Timberwolves, they look to be trash right now. I do not like the Julius Randle trade at all. So you are right. I don't like the Julius Randle trade. That one is not a good one. Julius Randle with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Oh, you read someone that they win? Okay, yeah, because I saw the last 5 minutes of the Lakers game, and I was like, dang. You know what I'm saying? The Lakers was giving them the business, but the refs were helping also. But, you got Keegan Murray. Man, you still got Malik Monk on the team. So that's kind of disappointing too. I agree. As much as I hate the size is a problem in the playoffs and Denver Nuggets look bad. The Denver Nuggets look absolutely terrible. You are correct. They, like I said, they got caught in the salary cap situation, and they couldn't bring back the players that they needed to bring back to actually make them the Denver Nuggets. So the Denver Nuggets probably won't make the playoffs this year. In my prediction, they're not going to make. They may be in the play-in. They may not make the playoffs. I know that's a shocking statement, but they probably won't. Cat is a skilled big man, but he shoots too many threes. Wolves should have kept him and rid of Gobert. I can agree with you with that. I cannot stand Rudy Gobert. I thought that Rudy Gobert, he's soft. Rudy Gobert is soft. So I thought that I agree with you with that. Rudy Gobert is the softest big I ever seen. I totally agree with you with that one. So the Minnesota Timberwolves are out there struggling too. What's wrong with Julius Randle, though? Julius Randle can't go left. I mean, right, left. He only goes right, so he's terrible too. Murray doesn't look the same anymore. Nuggets are the 7th seed at the end of the year. The NBA is not going to let a European star miss the playoffs. Well, I mean, if they don't do any pickups, they're not going to win with Westbrook. They're not winning with Russell Westbrook. It's over with, man. So they're gonna. I think this is Russell Westbrook's last hurrah. I don't think if Russell Westbrook and the Denver Nuggets don't, because honestly, I think Russell get a bad name for himself. Personally, I think Westbrook is a good player, but I think that his inability to knock down the mid-range jumper consistently and to shoot threes impedes upon his success on any team. You can't depend on Julius Randle. Good player, but he's injury prone and he crumbles in the playoffs. I totally agree with you with that. So, but Cat is injury prone also. But Minnesota Timberwolves, they had just gotten. See, I don't understand. They just got to the Western Conference Finals, but they got rid of Karl Anthony Towns, and I think that was contract issues. But I wish they wouldn't have did that because they don't look the same. They don't look the same. I thought it was going to be okay, for a moment with Dante DiVincenzo and, Randle and Anthony Edwards on the team. But, they don't look good. Can't depend on Julius Randle. Good player, but he's injured. Yeah, Westbrook was a rifle shot in the dark. Would be different. Westbrook to me would be good in the 90s. Westbrook would be good in the 90s because, he's a slasher. He's a slasher. They need a point guard. Yeah, Westbrook is a slasher. And the thing about Westbrook is if, the way the game is played today, they're depending on him to shoot three-pointers. And he can't consistently knock down a three-pointer. That's what I'm saying. How much longer is Westbrook going to be in the league? Dennis Schroeder. Dennis Schroeder is playing really good for the Brooklyn Nets right now. Dennis Schroeder is playing actually darn good for them. What about Ben Simmons? That's also when Golden State starts shooting threes, that's when Westbrook games start falling off. Yeah, because he can't shoot threes. He can't. And I don't know why he hasn't worked on that. He sees the way that the league is going, but Westbrook still stays stuck in that old playing style of, he's a traditional point guard. You know what I mean? He can get you assists. He can get you some rebounds. He can find you in your spot. But when you hit him, when they collapse on Jokic and he throws the ball, you throw the ball back out to Westbrook, he can't knock down the shot. And that's what Denver had. They had Pope. They had Brown. They had Jeff Green. They could hit the corner three. They could hit the three on the wing, the three at the top of the key. But they don't even have that anymore. So by them not having that anymore, that really is going to cause them to struggle because they're not going to have enough offensive power to deal with teams like Boston. The Boston going to walk all over them. What's another three-point shooting team? Teams are leaving Westbrook wide open. Yeah, that's another thing. You're being left wide open, and you can't knock down shots. Yeah, they're definitely leaving. They're leaving Westbrook wide open. He can't knock down shots, and they don't even respect him anymore. Westbrook haven't been the same since the bubble. I'm gonna say this again. When he was with Houston, Westbrook started getting disrespected when he was in the bubble. They started sagging off of him, and when they sag, the same thing they're doing with Bronny James. When they sag off of you, and you can't hit the shot, you're no good, because the way the game is played, So, yeah, teams are definitely sagging off of him. So, absolutely. What about Ben Simmons? Ben Simmons is another person that's rumored to go to that could possibly go to the Golden State Warriors. I read that. If I'm the Warriors, I'm leaving Ben Simmons alone because they think they could have him being, playing the Draymond Green role, bringing the ball up and down the court, dishing the ball off to Steph Curry. But I just don't trust Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons never really developed his game. At least we don't know his jump shot or shooting threes. So, him and Westbrook kind of in the same category. It's kind of like Ben Simmons can't shoot threes. He can't shoot a consistent mid-range jump shot. So how is he even in the NBA? Ben Simmons ain't going to go to Golden State. Draymond finna, oh yeah, that would be bad. You are right about that. If you got Ben Simmons at Golden State, he may get choked out. He's not, that's another guy. Him, Kawhi Leonard, man, these guys, man, they can't stay healthy, man. They can't give you, Ben Simmons can't even play 10 games, 20 games without being injured. It's his back, it's his knee, it's that, it's this, that, and the third. So if I'm Golden State, I'm not looking in Ben Simmons' direction at all. Ben Simmons is a mental midget. Wouldn't be good fit anywhere. Man, that's crazy. And he was supposed to be the next LeBron James, right? Is that what he was supposed to be? Ben Simmons? That was a bust. That's one of the worst NBA pickups ever. One of the worst drafts ever. Ben Simmons. I'm telling you, man, I'm cooking these guys, man, that constantly go on and say that the 90s basketball wasn't as good as today's basketball because you got Kawhi Leonard, who can't even play. Stephen A. Smith said he's one of the worst superstars in NBA history. I don't know if I want to say one of the worst superstars. He did get 2 championships, but the fact that he's unavailable to his team and the fact that they're paying him such a big bag is ridiculous. Ben Simmons has been broken since the Hawks series. That's why it's time for him to retire. Him and Embiid, they need to retire. I almost started to think that the Philadelphia 76ers are cursed. Something's wrong with the Philadelphia 76ers because we've been trusting yeah. What day you think they're going to announce Doc getting fired? Whoo! If they lose 6 more games in a row, if they lose 6 to 7 more games in a row, I'm going to go ahead on and say it's going to be before the trade deadline. I don't think Doc Rivers is going to make it to Christmas. If they don't turn it around, Doc Rivers ain't going to make it to Christmas. Doc Rivers is out of there. He's going to be right back over there talking on ESPN. That's what I personally think. Because it's not going to get any easier. And then the more you lose, you develop that losing mentality. And Giannis ain't going to want to be there. The frustration going to set in. And Giannis is just not going to be able to he's not going to endure it. So I'm going to predict anywhere between the next 7 games, he's not going to make it to Christmas. Doc Rivers is probably going to get fired before Christmas. That is what I think. Doc Rivers is going to get fired before Christmas. Mark my words on that one. If Doc Rivers don't get fired before Christmas, then I want to know what because that's what they do. All these coaches get fired, man. We can't be out there what's with the NBA players wearing low top shoes? That's a great question. That's why I got so many ankle sprains, so many different Achilles injuries, knee injuries because of the shoes they wear. So you are correct with that. I don't understand, but I think they said that they wear these shoes so that they can move faster. The problem with that is, the injuries that come along with it. So that is something that needs to change too, because so many injuries have already happened so far. But injuries that really don't have to do with that too. Steph is the only person I know that has twisted his ankle so far, but I think he just got a history of ankle injuries. So once you injure your ankle a couple of times, you're more prone and susceptible to it, especially if you're not really strengthening it and recovering the right way. Doc gonna get fired on Christmas Day. Doc ain't gonna make it to Christmas Day because they suck. Doc Rivers ain't gonna make it to Christmas Day. That's how bad they suck. I am very disappointed in the Milwaukee Bucks, man. I am very, very disappointed. Doc will be laughing all the way to the bank. Yeah, he will be laughing because he robbed them, man. He pulled a money heist on them. Even Morant twisted his ankle in preseason. Yeah, Morant twisted his ankle in preseason also. I'm telling you, man. So who we got now? We got DeJounte Murray is out. Scotty Brooks got injured yesterday. That was a freak accident. Scotty Brooks ended up getting an orbital fracture. Scotty Brooks is out. So that game tomorrow with the Lakers, the Lakers are definitely going to win. So we got Murray out. We got Paul George out. I was excited about seeing Paul George and Giannis Antetokounmpo team up, but they, that right there is. I think didn't the 76ers got fined $100,000 from the NBA. So I think some of it is bull crap. Also, they just trying to preserve him, but it's like I said, I think they're cursed, man. Absolutely. Milwaukee has been going backwards since that chip. Yeah, Milwaukee has gone all the way backwards. Khris Middleton, he had knee problems, and that really, really destroyed a lot of things. Khris Middleton's knee, man, he can never get right with his knee. So that really has definitely put a strain on the Milwaukee Bucks. You said refs going to win tomorrow for LeBron. Well, LeBron and the Lakers called a break because, like I said, Scotty Barnes got injured yesterday. He has an orbital fracture, and he's going to be out for 3 to 4 weeks. Middleton and Giannis, man. That it's time to break it up, And this is a situation where it's time to break up a team because it just ain't working. They won a title against the Phoenix Suns. It worked then, but right now it just seems like they can't get together. The proper strategy, the proper chemistry to actually win because we're looking at it right now. The only thing I can actually see is him getting out of there and going to Golden State. Them trading, Holiday. Yeah, that was dumb too. They got rid of Holiday, sent him over to Boston, and they made Boston stronger defensively. So that's another thing. Their perimeter defense actually suffered because of that Holiday trade. So I definitely agree with you with that. But once again, these are the mistakes that we make, that these organizations make, like the Sacramento Kings, like you said earlier. Them picking up DeMar DeRozan could be a mistake because now who they are, that fast-paced pushing team, they're not that fast-paced pushing team anymore. They're not that anymore because they got to play a little slower-paced game with DeMar DeRozan on the team. So Boston benefit. They end up getting the championship, and the Milwaukee Bucks are out here looking bad on the perimeter and losing 3 in a row, about to lose 4 in a row, and they end up getting the coach fired. So, it's going to be a long season, man. Definitely just wanted to jump on and report that. It's going viral right now. It's going everywhere that Giannis is probably on his way out of Milwaukee. Those days are coming to a close. He's going to be somewhere else. He's not happy. He's frustrated. And he wants to win a championship. He wants to compete for a championship. And he's not going to be able to compete for that championship in the current climatical conditions that he's in with the Milwaukee Bucks. They're not going to be able to compete for a championship because it just seems like everything is going wrong. So, he has his rights. He gave his all to the organization. I don't think he cheated the game. He competed hard. He's been injured for them. He's played as hard as he can. And I don't think you can do anything else but to honor that man's wishes because he doesn't have the loser type of attitude in him. Traded Holiday for Damian Lillard, who stayed in Portland way too long. Yeah, Damian Lillard is another injury-prone person, but Dame's streaky too. So Dame is not the person that can get it done. He couldn't get it done in Portland. And I thought that, at first pairing them together would help him, help Giannis get back to the promised land, but it just seems like it's not working. I think Morant outplayed him tonight. Morant outplayed him. Like how many points did he score tonight? How many points did Dame Lillard score tonight? 10? Let's see. They lost 99-122. Let's look at the roster, player stats. Let's see. Lillard had 4 points tonight. Damian Lillard had 4 points, 6 assists, and 2 rebounds in 33 minutes. I don't know if we're going to get 10 banners, but we definitely can get a title. We definitely get a title or two. But I'm going to go ahead and look at his stat line. Damian Lillard had 4 points, 6 rebounds. 4 points, 6 assists, and 2 rebounds. Like, come on, Dame. Portland, yeah. When they let Aldridge, Matthews, Batum, and Lopez walk in the free agency 20, yeah, they did. They definitely did. Portland, man, they ain't gonna win no championship. Morant had 26, 14, and 10 in 29 minutes. So Morant had 26 points, 14 assists, and 10 rebounds. Yeah, Dame's stat line like Westbrook. That's what I'm saying. They playing like they don't want to win, man. They playing like they know what's up. The writing is on the wall. You can't lose too many more games, man, without your confidence just going out. Your respect for the coach is going to go out the door, sort of kind of like how they did Darvin Ham, even though Darvin Ham won the in-season tournament with him. So he's back in Milwaukee. So the Bucks are going to have to build over, man. They're going to have to start over from scratch and, just see where it goes, man. But, I agree with you. Portland did mess up, man. They messed up, man. So, yeah. Man, I just want to report that news. We're going to get on here tomorrow probably for the game. Thank everybody for jumping on. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Keep us in the algorithm on Instagram, Raw Sports TV 23. On YouTube, hit the like button, please. Thank everybody on YouTube who jumped on. And, that's it, man. Peace.